Good morning, Anarchy Land. How are you doing? I hope you are staying warm where you are, because where we're at here in Michigan, it is a sweltering 10 degrees. And there's snow and ice everywhere. We go from snow everywhere to a skating rink. So, we are going to look at how Trump, the cat's gonna video bomb us as usual. We're going to look at how Trump incited the actions of the people on the 6th of January without outright saying anything. And he used, his writers anyway, used things from this here book. Now, if you don't know who Edward Bernays is, here it is in a nutshell. He was the nephew of Sigmund Freud, one of the top psychologists in the world. Sigmund Freud coined the term penis envy. We're not going to go into all that because it's a whole other video. But the important thing is, Edward Bernays was his nephew, and Edward Bernays basically is like the father of public relations and propaganda, which is where we are right now. Okay, I'm going to need my glasses to read this off the screen. Here's a quote from the book. Fortunately, the sincere and gifted politician is able, by the instrument of propaganda, to mold and form the will of the people. Now, what that basically means is they can throw out terms like radical left. Democrats are stealing election. Okay, they can throw these things out there. They'll trigger a response, a desired response, and then the radical left Democrats will do the same thing. They'll fire back. It's a push-pull, tug-of-war kind of thing. And you'll keep going on and on and on. It is engineered to get a certain reaction from you and me. Honestly, I don't even watch them anymore hardly. I don't pay much attention to it. I don't care. They're a bunch of puppets. Anyway, remember, he used terms like cheated, stole. He used the phrase radical left. Talk about our elections are under attack. Our democracy is under attack, is what it was. Now, keep in mind, he's not writing this stuff. He's not writing. He's got people that write for him. And he just approves it, take this out, put this in, that kind of thing. It doesn't matter. Now, here's another quote from Edward Bernays. We are governed, our minds molded, our taste formed, our ideals suggested, largely by men we have never heard of. Think of it like this. You are told that you like Dr. Pepper. Okay? You like this. You have to buy this. You've got to have a month's supply of it in your home, or your world will come to an end. Okay? That's the kind of thing. That's what I'm talking about. That would be propaganda. You have to have. During Christmas, we see this, a December to remember. Telling people you have to go buy a car for your spouse, or your life is incomplete. You have to have Dr. Pepper, or your life is incomplete. Your mind is being molded. Your opinion is being molded to want Trump as president. Whether you do or not, it's completely irrelevant. Your opinion has been formed. Your taste have been formed. Your ideals have been suggested. Now, if you're told something enough times, you start to believe it. Check out The Minds of Men. The True Stream Media did, Melissa and Aaron Dykes. One of the psychiatrists they featured in that documentary would play messages to his patients over and over as they slept. That is how they get into our minds. They plant a seed for reaction. Now, our next quote from him is, once he could read and write, he would be fit to rule. Talk about how once people, the common people like you and I, were able to read and write, we were then able to be governed, to be ruled. Because we would think that we have to have Dr. Pepper for our lives to be complete. We would have to spend $75,000 for a car that we didn't really need. Or we weren't a loving husband. This is how these things are being put in. Now, as far as the 6 goes, this is how Trump kept saying, we're going to march on Washington. We're not going to let them steal the election. He kept saying these things over and over. Now, I've included 3 videos, just as examples, in which he kept iterating this. He kept drilling this home. He kept saying, we will never stop fighting. Well, he's got people believing that on March 4th, he's going to be reinstalled. There are people that actually believe it. Your life is not complete without this lovely product. You're not a loving husband if you don't spend $75,000 you do not have on a car you do not need. Okay? Now, and to sit the 6. Crap, I'm getting my days confused here. January 6th, we've seen a lot of stuff. We've seen him speak. We've seen a lot of people out there. Jason from the Angry Prepper was on the ground. And he talked to people. Just your average couple next door. With 2 or 4 kids, a couple of dogs, a cat, and a mortgage for the rest of their lives. And then there were the ringers. These were the paid people to make sure that the end results were accomplished. They were paid to do a job. They were the gray man. What does that mean? Think of it as you go into a group. You want to blend in. Everybody's wearing Denver Bronco merchandise. Well, guess what? That gray man, he's going to wear it. Whether he likes him or not, doesn't matter. Whether he thinks they screwed up by getting rid of Tim Tebow, doesn't matter. He's going to wear it. The Bronco merchandise. Because everybody else is. And he wants to blend in. So, these ringers, the paid ringers, went in to this rally and caused a lot of trouble. Because that's what they were paid to do. Once you get one person to do this, everybody else will follow. They will all follow. People are psychologically engineered to want to be a part of the group. You don't want to stand out. You don't want to be the lone wolf. You want to be a part of the group. You have to have Dr. Pepper. You have to pay $75,000 for a car you do not need, or you're not a loving husband. It's planting the seeds for a deed that has been decided to happen. And that is what Trump did. He started November 5th, doing this. He knew what he was doing. Mike Pence knew what was going on. And actually, Pence is now setting up a committee to run in 4 years. Well, now let's look at the choices that we are given. We either have Dr. Pepper, my personal preference, or you have Coca-Cola. I detest Coca-Cola. I absolutely detest it. So, which am I going to choose? But this time, I only have Pepsi or Coca-Cola. Blue or red. Do I choose red or do I choose blue? Even if neither one is really worth, candidate is really worth power blowing to hell and the energy to go get them. These are the choices we're given. Our minds are molded. Our tastes are set. Our ideals are suggested. That is how Trump caused the event on January 6th without telling people to go do this, to go do that. He didn't have to tell them. He had people who understood this and could use it effectively, and I'd say pretty damn good. So, I look forward to your opinions, to your witticisms and all that stuff. And I hope you guys will pick this book up at some point. Even if you get it as a free read through Kindle, it is a pretty cool book. I gotta tell you, it's eye-awakening. I'm gonna review it in more details later on. But first, we're gonna finish COVID-19, The Great Reset. And I also have another book I'm going to do, Year Without Grocery Store. That is a good one to get. I'm going to review that tomorrow. For tomorrow's video. No, actually for Friday's video. And that'll go on both channels. Alright guys, I will see you later.